All right, let's get started. Q&A from Instagram. Going over everything about getting into special operations units and doing it the right way. I have worked with every U.S. special operations unit. I was in the 75th Ranger Regiment. I've worked with a ton of the foreign units as well. And here are some of your questions from Instagram. We'll do a little bit of a deeper dive on here. Okay. This one's about Ranger Regiment. Can you pick your preferred battalion? No, you do not get to choose. There are only very, very small exceptions to this rule. Like, for example, if your wife was stationed in a different area. How do I improve my ASVAB score? The test you have to take to get into the military. So for special operations, you are focused on the GT score, general technical, which is math and reading. There are a lot of free resources out there. You simply need to create the discipline and the plan needed so that you can study. It's not too difficult. You should be spending at least, let's say, 15, 20 minutes a day on this. If you don't get the score, you won't get the opportunity to get into the unit. So you guys that are neglecting this, you can't. You have to be smart to be in special operations. You have to be able to analyze. You have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to do things like math, okay? This isn't just jobs for boneheaded guys. You are going to be in with the most mentally, academically, and physically gifted people on the planet in special operations. Have you ever seen an import E6 11 Bravo? I'm assuming he's talking about the Ranger Regiment here. I personally don't believe I have. I've seen E5s. The problem is as you go up the ladder too high, they don't necessarily want you. They like to groom guys from the beginning. I have seen them come in, but they end up getting put sometimes in non-infantry jobs. Do you run and ruck on the same days? Like run in the morning, ruck in the afternoon? Okay, no. The reason is because each of these activities are taxing your system. You are not training just to be able to put miles on your body at this point. If you are training for a selection course, you need to be first focused on performance. Can you run well and can you ruck well? If you can, then there might be certain days where you throw in what we call a challenge workout to test yourself, where you do both, to stack a little bit of miles on your body and see what it feels like. But you don't need to be crushing yourself. This is what most people get wrong. You don't need to be crushing yourself with miles before you go into military special operations. The military training will get you there. Normal life, you can't replicate how much time you're going to spend on your feet and the miles that you'll be putting in. I just want you guys to focus on performance, and this has worked time and time again. Focus on your times on the specific tests that the military gives you. While in regiment, do you guys pursue higher education? Yes, this goes for all the special operations units. You will have opportunities for higher education. They can send you to higher education schools. You can do college while you're there. You'll be able to get master's degrees after you get out, or sometimes even while you're in, you can get master's degrees. So yes, and they'll push you to do this. Does the program focus more on physical or mental capabilities? They're talking about the blueprint, which is not just a program. It is an entire system. Coaching, course, community, 10 times deeper than anything else you've seen out there. It focuses on both of them, mental and physical, because you are one system. They are not separated. Remember that the physical capability is what gives you the entry ticket into the course. And the mental piece is what keeps you there and allows you to graduate. So we focus very heavily on the mental side, and we train smart on the physical side. Can show you how to get there in a lot less time than other programs out there, by using things like nervous system training efficiency, things like that. Is lifting or cardio more useful? Okay. I want you guys to start thinking differently. It is not about whether lifting or cardio is more useful. It is about what is the specific test that I'm going to go through, and I need to train myself for that test. You are not training for general fitness. You are training for a specific selection program, such as BUDS or RASP or SFAS or ANS. You have to have everything that you do targeted very specifically for that. And that is your only goal. As far as resistance training and cardio, they are both very important. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with selection-based fitness to make sure you can get into the course. And then after that, we're going to focus on operator fitness, which is not just lifting. It's not squats and bench press. It's typically odd object training and things like that. What do you recommend for a National Guard 12 Bravo wanting to make a go at SF? Well, go to the SFRE, the Special Forces Readiness Evaluation. If you make it through that, they will send you to selection. That's the way to go. Jump into the blueprint and I will show you exactly how to train for that. Can Rangers go to dive without being an RRC? Yes, you will have the opportunity to go to all different types of schools, not only military, but civilian schools that none of you have ever heard about that are a lot cooler than military schools, such as off-road rally driving and shooting schools and all different types of things. What are some of the key physical factors and mental factors to focus on for MARSOC ANS? Okay, so one thing to recognize here, guys, is that these courses, ANS, BUDS, RASP, SFAS, they're essentially the same. They're looking for the same type of guy. They only differ slightly in terms of, okay, one focuses a little bit more on land nav, one focuses a little bit more on swimming, and then you train for that specific task. But it's the same type of guy, especially mentally. So I train you to be ready for every single one of those selections. I truly believe that I could have made it through any of them. That should be your goal as well. And then you just choose which one you want to go for. Can I continue training my running even though I feel like I'm developing runner's knee? Okay, so if you're developing a running level injury or shin splints or anything like that, you need to stop. You need to reevaluate. You need to relearn how to run. This has to do with changing your form and or diving deep into your mobility. If you don't figure those two out, you're never going to make it. So you need to become an injury prevention specialist, not just doing the same stretching routine every day, learning basically how to become your own physical therapist so that when these injuries start to come up, when you start stacking on the miles, you know how to fix them, especially when you're in a selection course. Okay. The difference between the 3 battalions. Ranger Regiment, of course, question. The difference is there's no difference. They are the same. They are simply in different locations. It is so that one can be deployed at all times. Really nothing else besides slight differences in what they have available in their different locations and everything. But as far as what they do, they are the same. So that every time a new one deploys, they all have the same capabilities. Would I fit in Ranger Regiment and still make friends if I don't drink? Yes. We had a guy in my first squad who was a Mormon who not only did he not drink, he didn't even use caffeine. And we were fantastic friends with him. He even went out and partied with us and was a wild guy and a great time. It's not about whether or not you drink. It's about who you are as a person. Do not let that stop you. You think it's a good idea to leave school and join the Marines by 18? No, don't leave school. I'm assuming you mean high school. You need to graduate high school to you need to have at least a GED to get into the military. So no, finish high school, 1000%. How do I know what special operations job is right for me? You have to go with your gut feeling. What do you want to do? What interests you the more? You are going to do the best at the job that interests you the most. Plain and simple. The one that you think about, the one that you envision yourself wanting to do, that's the one that you should go for. If I'm not planning on shipping out anytime soon for selections, can I do combat sports? Yes. I usually recommend, if you're about to ship out in 2 months, I would stop the Muay Thai and the Jiu-Jitsu simply because it's just not worth getting hurt. But if you're not shipping out for 2 years or something like that, then those things are great. They're going to help you. It's going to help you mentally. It's going to help you build discipline. Go for it. This guy's talking to me. Do you think you're able to train anyone into passing a school such as Ranger School or even RASP? Considering this person is qualified for military service, then yeah, I do. Because we train people differently. I work on their mindset. I show them how to train their body in a way where regular guys can get through and pass. I was not some stellar athlete. I couldn't even pass the 5 mile when I went to train for it. Anyone is a strong term. There are some interesting people out there, but if you if you are a healthy person and you can pass, the medical screening, then yeah, I'm pretty damn confident in that. But, the blueprint, for example, is for people who don't want to accept the 5% or less passing rate. They don't want to take failure as an option. Is there any down or personal time in regiment? I'd like to continue my MMA training. So I was actually on a MMA team from regiment, but it wasn't like part of the unit. There are a ton of guys that trained. As far as personal time, guys, it's like a normal job. Like if I took a sales job, I would be on the road for a little bit and I'd be away from family, and then I would come home and I would have my weekends. And some days I would be back at home and I would get off at 5 p.m. Like there's a ton of personal time. There's long weekends. Sometimes you get off of work early. Like it's a normal job. When you're away on training events, obviously you might be gone for a week, and then deployments is a different story. But yeah, it's not hell week every week. Guys have to be able to do this for, 20 years. All right. After scroll and tab, so after you have a Ranger Regiment scroll and went to Ranger School, what determines schools, if allowed, such as sniper and combat dive? Some of them, based on your job, you will have to go to. Like if you're going to go to the sniper platoon, obviously you go to sniper school. Some of the other ones, you will get to choose. For example, we looked at a off-road rally driving school because it fit the requirements of the upcoming deployment. You'll get to go to different shooting schools, forensic analysis schools, intelligence gathering schools. Could be jumping. It could be being a dog handler. Like it could be dive. There's a lot of different things. The world will be opened up to you at that point. How do I prepare for sleep deprivation in a healthy way at 18 years old? You don't. There is no healthy way to do sleep deprivation. There is no reason for you to train sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation ruins you in terms of your body's function. The issue here as well is that you can't replicate the situation that you're going to have in selection. The adrenaline, the instructors, the pressure on you. So you just won't be able to perform the same. The way that I do this is I train 24 hours a day. We're training our mental capacity, the mental framework to be able to handle sleep deprivation and know what's going to go on in your head and have a really strong foundation so that you don't have to worry about things like this. And I've done this with hundreds of people. Do not try to replicate sleep deprivation. Head to my battalion this week. Any advice for a new guy? Be humble, learn fast, help everybody you can. And that's it. Be confident. I know Rangers don't do nearly as much water maritime work as SEALs, but is there any at all? Absolutely. We did water jumps. We did things with boats. We might do joint things with the SEALs. So yes, there is water. In the Ranger Creed, it is by land, sea, or air. Depending on where the fight is, we will just modify for the fight. So yes, if you want to focus more on the water, SEALs would be the better route. As a Ranger, you will still be around the water. In Savannah, we were right next to the beach. Did a lot of stuff there. I want to join, but I don't want to lose my relationship. She said if I do, she may not stay. Any advice? So I had this problem or this scenario as well. You either have to get her on board or you're going to come up with a challenge, and you have to be the type of guy to lead her through that scenario and give her assurance that this is the right path and that you will be there for her. It will take a lot of work. It will take a lot of mental capacity. Make sure that this is a relationship that you want to pull all the way through a very difficult time. You plan on marrying her, I would say. If not, might not be worth it. But I made it happen, and in our coaching calls, I'm happy to go into this a little bit deeper. I'm 16, thinking of going Rangers. How should I get started? Well, shoot me a text. It'll be below this video, and we can talk about it, and I'll show you exactly how to do it in a way that you won't find anywhere else. Should I still run if I'm fatigued from my leg workout? No. Your goal is to get better. If you are fatigued, you are not recovered. It's like scraping the scab off of a cut and not letting it heal. Your job is performance first. We run this in two ways. You learn how to run fast, then you apply that speed at distance. And then every once in a while, we apply a challenge workout so that you can train your mind. But most guys end up doing too much, and so they never get better. What's the point if you're never getting better? You're not here to just spend energy. You're here to become a better physical and mental athlete so that you can pass a selection course. What was your favorite part of serving in the military? Good question. I got to do things I wouldn't be able to do anywhere else. I made lifelong friends. I got to be in an environment that legitimately cannot be replicated anywhere, just around an absolute group of savages all the time. And I worked with my best friends every day. It was awesome. Not everything about it was awesome, but it was awesome. That's it for today. If you like this video, leave a comment and we will do more of them, basically taking some of the questions that I get in from Instagram or anywhere, going through them a little bit more deeply. If you want the real deep dive, which I can't spend hours and hours on here, shoot me a text. We'll get you inside the blueprint. There was nothing else out there like it. I promise you that. And we will talk next time.